Hello, my friends. Hope you're having a great day, or great morning, great evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Going to take you through a strength training circuit today. We're going to start with a warm-up of leg swings. Each exercise in today's circuit will be 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So for the leg swings, I split the 45 seconds in half. So you're going to do, about 20 seconds straight forward. Then you're going to turn towards the wall or whatever you're holding on to. You want to kind of square your hips up to the wall and coming across your body this direction. Okay? So 45 seconds for your right leg, 45 seconds for your left leg. Again, splitting that into forward and lateral leg swings. Okay? The next exercise we're going to do is a monster walk. I'm going to use just a light resistance circular band. You don't have to use this. If you don't have one, that's okay. Just do it without a band. When I give yourself a nice amount of space, I put my band right around my ankles, and I'm going to bring my feet apart so that I just feel just a little bit of tension in that band. I'm going to take myself down to just a slight athletic stance here, and I'm going to walk forward in kind of like a diagonal direction, I guess. So you're going to start here and just taking a big step forward, like so. Okay. And you're going to do the same thing going backwards as well. So again, just keep that nice athletic stance, a nice big diagonal reach backwards, keeping that core tight, trying to keep those hips square ahead. Okay. So those are our monster walks. Next warm-up exercise we have is thread the needle. And I did 45 seconds each side for this one. So you're going to come down to a quadruped position, and I'm going to reach up, kind of opening up those shoulders, and then reach underneath and popping that hand out in front. Hold for just a couple seconds and come back up. Okay, just really getting a good stretch in our rhomboids, and also I feel a nice stretch in my hips and my core as well as I'm kind of rotating through that range of motion. So that's the thread the needle. Again, do 45 seconds each side for that one. The next is what I call a groiner with the open up. Okay, so you're going to get into a push-up position here, and I'm going to bring one of my feet to the outside of my hands. Okay, to here, you can hold here for a second, and then I'm just opening up towards that front leg. Okay, hand back down and switching sides. Again, hold here for a second, then add the open up facing whichever knee you have forward. Okay, it's a nice deep stretch for that groiner. Okay, so one time through for each of those warm-up exercises, again, leg swings, monster walks, thread the needle, and groiners with an open up. Okay, then you'll be ready for the workout. For the workout, I have supersets set up for this one. So again, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. The first set is 3 rounds. Okay, I'm going to use a kettlebell for this. You can certainly use a dumbbell if you want. My kettlebell is moderately heavy, I would say. I think this one's 26 pounds. Again, you can use a dumbbell. I'll show you how I would use a dumbbell if you'd rather use a dumbbell. Hi, Willa. You gonna do some working out with me? Okay. So for the goblet squat, I'm gonna just hold the weight here. My feet are shoulder width apart and my toes are pointed just a little bit out. And I'm gonna sit down as deep as you feel comfortable, okay? And popping back up. That's the goblet squat, okay? If you wanna use a dumbbell instead of the kettlebell, that's totally fine. You can just kind of hold the dumbbell like this, and same gig. We're going to sit down in a deep squat and push yourself back up. Again, the nice thing about getting a large range of motion is you're going to really maximize how much you can get out of that exercise, okay? So that's the goblet squat. We're gonna do 3 rounds coupled with a dumbbell pullover. So for the dumbbell pullover, again, you can use your kettlebell. I used my heavier kettlebell for this one. You can also use a dumbbell. Either one works just perfectly fine. You're gonna need a bench. you are going to, can you come on this side of me? Thanks. Okay. So you're gonna slide your butt off the bench, and we're gonna have our shoulders on the bench. You're gonna hold your weight kind of on your chest. We wanna pull those hips up, pull our core in tight. So we want our hips, knees, shoulders all in a nice straight line. Good job. And arms come up straight. We're pulling straight overhead. And breathe out as you bring the weight back up. Good job, wow. Okay, so just straight back overhead, careful. And back up, breathing out as you pull up. Good job, sis. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 rounds through with the goblet squats, 3 rounds through with the dumbbell pullovers, okay? Next 2 exercises we have are going to be a dumbbell RDL and an incline reverse row, okay? Okay, so for this one I used my heavy kettlebell. You could also use 2 dumbbells if you want, either one's fine. We're just doing a nice simple RDL, okay? So with this one, again, feet are about shoulder width apart, toes can be pointed slightly out, knees are just slightly bent. I want to keep my chest up, and I'm going to hinge forward from the hips, bringing that weight straight down and back up, okay? We'll show you from the side as well. You can turn to your side too, Willa, okay? So again, knees are slightly bent, chest is out. We want to keep that back nice and erect, and we're going to slide straight down and back up. Okay? Again, just go as deep as you can. I don't have great hamstring mobility, so I can't get super deep with the RDLs, but just do the best you can. You should feel a nice tension in the back of your legs. In that posterior chain, that's really what we're after with that exercise. Okay? The next exercise, we're gonna take our bench. We're gonna set it up at an incline, just a slight incline. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. Okay? You're gonna get 2 light dumbbells. Okay, can you grab the other one for me? You're gonna straddle your bench. Can you bring it over to me? Thank you. Okay, so you're gonna let your dumbbells hang, and I've got my scapulas pulled apart, so my shoulder blades are pulled apart, nice and relaxed. My chin is resting on the bench, and I'm gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together as the weights come up and back down. Okay, so 45 seconds with that one. The RDL and the rows, we're gonna do 3 rounds through for that, okay? The next exercise set that we have is a stability ball, pec fly, and a bicycle crunch, okay? So now we're gonna slide our bench out of the way, okay? We're gonna use those, yep. Can you move your kettlebells, buddy? Yeah. Thanks. Oh, wow, strong girl. Okay, so for the pec fly, you're gonna take your light dumbbells. You're gonna get your stability ball. You're gonna sit on your stability ball. You're gonna slide out so that your shoulder blades are the main thing on the ball, okay? Again, hips are up, core's pulled in tight. We want those hips, knees, and shoulders all in a nice straight line. I'm gonna bring my light dumbbells up top here, and this is like actually kind of tricky hard. So you're going to rotate sides, a single arm fly. The reason that it's hard is you've got to keep your core pretty tight. It kind of like, you wouldn't expect that you need to have good core strength to do this exercise, but to maintain the balance, it's pretty tough. Okay, so again, we'll do 45 seconds for our stability ball pec flies, and then that one is going to be coupled with a bicycle crunch and lift. Okay, so move that over there, and just laying on your mat here, you gonna do it with me? Okay, we are going to pull across. You're gonna lift your opposite leg up and rotate through. Okay, so just adding a little bit of hip flexion with a little bit of core rotation for this one. Okay, so a bicycle crunch with leg lift. Okay, so 3 rounds through for the pec flies and the bicycle crunches. And then we just have 2 exercises left. Okay, we're gonna do a front plank with a twist and a stability ball bird dog. And I only did 2 rounds for these last 2 exercises so that we could keep that workout right at 30 minutes, okay? So for the front plank, We're coming down here. Good job. And we're gonna twist, set our hip down, back to center, twist, set our hip down, back to center, lift one arm, lift one arm. Okay, just rotating through, very nice. Twist, back to center, twist, back to center, lift, lift. Good job, Willa. Okay, and that's gonna be coupled with a stability ball bird dog, okay? So 2 rounds through for each of these. Silly goose. Okay, so we're laying on our ball, on our bellies, hands are out in front. Again, my weight's probably pretty much right in the center here. So again, I can easily move my hands and my legs. And you're gonna rotate sides. So we're gonna lift up, hold for a second at the top, and switch sides. 45 seconds for this one. Oh my gosh. So 2 rounds through for those last 2 exercises, and then we're gonna finish with a nice stretch. You can do these stretches better than me, Willa Jane. Okay? So we're gonna start with a hammy stretch. Okay? And just reaching for your toe. I split this into 2, so I did the first half where I'm just reaching straight forward for my toe, and then the other half I kind of reach above head. Again, I have horrible hamstring mobility, so you can probably get deeper than me. Reach the other way. Reach this way. There you go. Good job. Perfect. Okay, so 45 seconds for each hamstring. Then I grabbed my stability ball again for child's pose. Okay. So kind of sitting your weight back, and you're gonna put your hands on top of the stability ball here. And I just kind of rotated through each side. So I did about 10 seconds here, and then we're gonna go 10 seconds this direction, and 10 seconds the other direction, and then 10 seconds back in the middle. Perfect. Nice stretch for our lats and for our back. So that's the child's pose. And then I ended with just a seated cross leg stretch here, whatever you need kind of to finish up the workout. So I started with just some neck rolls. My neck's been getting tight from riding my bike, riding my triathlon bike outside. So some of those. And then we can do some where we're reaching forward. Yep, and then just kind of rotating. Yep, each direction. Very good. And that's it. That's the end of our workout. We hope you have a great day, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Did you do 2, Mama?
I did 2 what?
2 videos.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I do one where I do all the workout, and then I do one where I tell them how to do the workout. You want to tell them have a great day?
Have a great day.
Okay.